Yo, what's up guys, my name is Mr. Freeze2244 and welcome to the Elusive Target Arcade. This is the Codices contract. I'm going to be showing you all 3 levels with a Silent Assassin rating. For the level 1, we have a no civilian casualty complication, so any civilians eliminated you will fail the mission instantly. We have to retrieve Jimmy Chen's dictaphone, but for level 1 we're going to do all this. We're going to do all the 3 levels with the default equipment, but if you want to make level 1 a little bit easier and faster, you can use the Seeker 1, or you can use the medic gas device plus briefcase combination to make him sick and go into the bathroom if you want to make it a little bit faster. But I'm going to use default items for all 3 levels and default locations as well, so anybody can do this. It's really easy, and as I said, I'm going to show you all the default stuff: default suit, default gun, and default items with the fiber wire and coin. So from the very start, we are going to need to acquire ourselves a guard's disguise. So the quickest way and best way to do that is by coming up the top of these stairs. Just around the corner there's going to be a brick on the floor. We're going to go ahead and grab that, and we are going to create a distraction in the corner over here. So you can use a coin or you can use the brick to throw it over here. Doesn't really matter. And it's going to distract one of the guards over here, and we need to go and take his disguise. So we're going to knock him out and get a nice disguise for us to use throughout the rest of this mission. We're going to be doing several disguise changes throughout this one, but nevertheless it's very easy. So I'm going to knock him out, grab his gun and take his clothes, climb up this pipe right here. At the top there's going to be a security room to your left, and in the security room there's going to be the camera evidence, so you want to take that out just to avoid any potential cameras that may spot you. There's going to be a guard in this way. He's going to be walking to the left just momentarily, so better off just wait for him to move before you take the shot. I'm going to put our gun away and pass through the security room over toward the left side. We're coming this way because it's the fastest way to the gallery area. This is where the target is going to be. He's going to be talking on his dictaphone in the corner of this particular room here. So there he is in the top left. He's always going to be spawning there as long as you're here at this point in time. He should be over here, and he should be talking on his dictaphone or acting all suspicious. So he will either go upstairs to change his disguise, or he'll come into this bathroom here. We could take him out in this bathroom, however there's no place to hide his body. There's usually a crate right there for the main mission, but he is no longer there. They've removed that for this particular elusive target. So what we're going to do is make sure there's a definitive way of doing this, whether he goes into this bathroom down there to change the disguise or goes upstairs to change the disguise. It doesn't matter. Either way, this is going to work. So what we're going to do is just tailor him right here. He's going to go over to the corner in the back of this room. He's going to be taking pictures of the artwork. Diana's going to pick up on it, and what you're going to do is approach Jimmy Chen and confront him. That's going to spook him to go and change his disguise and stuff like that, and he's going to head upstairs, and that's where we're going to take him out. So it's going to be a little bit more patient here. He's going to be acting all a little bit suspicious, a bit shufty. He's going to head over to this gramophone and take a picture of it, and Diana will give you all the information you need. There's no way you're not picking out this guy out of everyone that's in the room. I noticed they've added a few people that look just like him, but there's even a prompt there saying suspicious area. They may as well have multiple arrows pointing at this guy saying that it's him, because it's quite funny actually, really. But yeah, after we've confronted him, he's going to walk off and get spooked.
These pics are like for my personal files. Let's just forget about the whole thing, okay? Phew. I think I might take a small breather. I've been standing up all day. Yeah, you know, you gotta look after
your feet in this business.
When you're a waiter, I mean. Nothing mysterious about that.
There we go. So he's going to head upstairs. That's why he's moving over to the right side. He's going to be walking quite quickly as well, so you're best off just running past him. Head up the staircase, and it will be the door directly opposite you once you reach this staircase, this floor. Head out here, and we are going to sneak around up to the party upstairs. And we need a fresh disguise, the elite guard disguise. So a good way of getting that is by jumping up here on this ledge, climbing through the window. You'll see the constant walking through the room at this point in time. That's why I left the time at the top of the screen, so you can keep following it at the exact same time. This guard in front of me that's sitting on the sofa, he's going to stand up momentarily. You want to basically get into a position where you can subdue him from over the sofa. So whatever subdue button is, tap that as you're moving around so you can actually grab him and choke him out. While that woman is looking away, drag the body and hide her in the crate. Put his disguise on, and make sure you grab his weapon as well. You don't want to spook that woman. This is a solid disguise. We've got no cameras to worry about either. But now we're going to need another disguise, which is going to be that guy there that's serving people. So what we're going to do is just turn off this fuse box. Turn it back on. The reason why we turn it back on is because if we don't turn it back on after we've knocked him out, someone else will get distracted and it will cause like a chain reaction. So we don't want to do that. So we turn it off, create the distraction, and then turn it back on. So he's going to come out to investigate, and then we're going to quickly knock him out. He's going to drop a castle key, but you don't need it. But I grab it anyway because I like to grab anything you can grab. And then just going to drag his body over here. I don't think anyone else comes out here anyway, so his body's completely safe here. Grab his disguise, and then we're going to head back inside and take up his job. Before we do that though, we are going to grab some emetic poison, which is going to be rat poison in this room over here. Grab that. And we're going to be serving at the bar. There's going to be several people hanging around, so if you want to kill some time, you can go ahead and serve this guy right here, or serve the woman to your left or whatever. But after a minute or so, Jimmy Chen will come in and start talking to the women in front of you. And eventually, he is going to come over to, you can serve him up some food, but make sure you are poisoning it first. But don't feed the poisoned food to anybody else but Jimmy Chen himself. So what I'm doing right now is just basically just serving up these lovely delicious treats to all these bunch of people. Usually what they would do is they'd take a sample and they'd walk away because they've already been served. There's Jimmy Chen. You can tell by his silly haircut. That is him. His Arnold Rimmer haircut. But yeah, don't poison the thing until you're ready to serve it to him specifically. Now this woman's broken. She's not moving, and I don't know why. It's quite weird that she's just staring into my soul right now. But yeah, he's having a bit of a conversation over there with the women. He's talking about something. So when we're going ahead and just poison the food right now. We're just going to wait for him. Like I said, don't click Sir on anybody until you've actually got him highlighted.
Listen, I'd love to talk, but I'm in the middle of something here.
Look, it's just the higher ups don't want any blueprints of the brain thing lying around.
Decided to skip ahead a little bit, and he, like I said, he'll walk over to the bar. You can highlight him and then click square for serving him the poisoned food. So what this is obviously going to do is make him a bit nauseous, and then he's going to head to the bathroom to puke up into the toilet. That gives us a perfect opportunity to drown him. But before we head into the bathroom though, we are going to put that disguise back on, the elite disguise back on, outside. Purely because we are going to need to exit in this disguise anyway, so we may as well put it back on now. And then we're going to head to the bathroom. The bathroom is just going to be over here. So you pass through this room, the bathroom is going to be to your left. Nice dry ice effect there. I quite like that. Or is it just smoke? So we're going to drown him. You don't have to hide his body after this because it's going to be classed as an accident kill. He's also going to drop his dictaphone on the floor as well. Don't forget to grab that. That is part of one of the objectives. So grab the dictaphone after you've taken him out. And there we go. So all we've got to do now is head to the exit. So there's only one person you need to worry about. So when you go down this staircase right here, there's going to be an enforcer coming up the stairs right there. Just keep an eye out for him because he can see through your disguise. So what we're going to do is just wait for him to walk through the doors to your right. Also a quick little Easter egg there. That guy there in the pink robe, he is actually Jason Portman from Hokkaido and also in Haven Island. So that's Jason Portman, just in case you didn't know. Nice little tip there. But yeah, we're going to take the helicopter exit purely because it's the closest one and best exit to take. That's right next to us anyway. But yeah, you could, if you have like the emetic briefcase method, you could easily just get him straight to the bathroom and drown him in there if you really wanted to, and get this contract really quickly done. Alternatively, you can use a micro taser in the puddle if you wanted to do that either as well. There's multiple ways of doing this if you have equipment, but without equipment, that is basically the best way of doing it, of how I've just showed you. Really easy. I don't know how you could possibly mess this up, but nice, simple silent assassin for level 1. So moving on to level 2, you might recognize this elusive target from Hitman 2 called the Revolutionary. And the added complication for this one is if you are only allowed one disguise change, and if you change more than once, you will fail the mission. And we're going to use the default loadout again. One thing I will say about this is you have to make sure the elusive target is spawning in the same location as I'm showing you in this particular video, because if he doesn't, then this is obviously not going to work. So restart until he actually shows up in this top left building as I'm showing you right here. So I'm restarting until he shows up on that top left building. It's really important because if he spawns somewhere else, because he can spawn in 3 different locations, if he spawns somewhere else, then it's not going to work. So make sure he's there to get this to work. That's why I just showed you me restarting until you get to that location. Go ahead and grab this lead pipe and knock out this guard. Drag his body and dump him in the nearby bin. Put his disguise on. This is the one and only disguise change you're going to be doing. We're going to retrieve the lead pipe and the SMG that's on the floor. We're going to use this SMG to break open the Medico building and get the lethal poison pill jar from in here. Go ahead and grab that. It's going to cause a little bit of commotion because your gunshot's been heard, but we're going to come over to this area over here. You won't get spotted, don't worry about it. The only enforcer that's going to be in town is the one that's going to be investigating the noise. You'll see him right there. With your SMG still out, shoot the roof above this window right here. That's going to panic everyone that inside that building, which is really important. We want everyone to leave that building, but once we've jumped into this room, you're completely safe. You won't get spotted from in here, so don't worry about it. So there's the Revolutionary. He's panicking. He's going off to his safe space. We're just looking around to make sure there's no enforcers about. Once you know the coast is clear, exit the room and head up to this room where he actually was. And if the room is completely clear, usually this guy hangs around for a little bit, but he does have his back to you momentarily. We're going to go ahead and poison this glass of wine right here with a lethal poison pill jar that we picked up earlier. Once we've done that, we can now basically just go back to where we started the mission, and the Revolutionary is going to go back to where he was once he's finished his panic state, and he's going to drink from that glass of wine and he's going to get poisoned, and there you go, it'll be an easy silent assassin for you. Just keep an eye out if there's any enforcers around, just make sure you avoid them and you're good to go. But overall, a very straight up simple target, as long as you are actually making sure he is spawning in that building. So you're going to have to restart until he appears in that building. So if you do however mess up or anything like that, it is a bit annoying having to constantly keep restarting and get him to spawn that building, because he could potentially spawn in 3 different locations. So it can be a little bit frustrating, but because this is such an easy strategy to do and copy, go ahead and use this strategy. It's very, very simple to do. And if you don't like the idea of shooting open that door at the start, you can always bring along a lockpick if you have it. I've only just basically stuck to the default loadout because that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm just showing you exactly, it's not ultimately necessary. If you wanted to bring a lockpick or not, it's not absolutely necessary. But if you are worried about getting spotted at the start, then you can go ahead and bring a lockpick if you want to. But even though it's not necessary. But all we're doing at the moment is just waiting around for the Revolutionary to take a sip of that wine. And we're good to go. There we go, done. So all we've got to do now is to stop blending and then take the exit.
Now to find an exit.
Simple, right? Done. Also, in this particular elusive target, I don't know if anyone noticed, if you're on PS5, it can be a little bit stuttery and choppy. The frame rate has got some sort of frame rate issues there. I'm not sure what it is. But either way, that's a nice, easy silent assassin for level 2 of this particular Elusive Target Arcade contract. So let's move on to level 3. So level 3, the added complication is if you shoot an NPC and miss the head, you will immediately fail the mission. That's on top of the other complications as well. So this is Miranda Jameson. You might recognize her as the Appraiser from Hitman 2. Again, we're using all the default loadout, default pistol, coin, and fiber wire at the default start location as well. This again is a really straight, easy contract to do if you're using the default loadout. You can do it maybe a little bit quicker if you used a different start location maybe, but however, it doesn't matter. So what we're going to do from the beginning, make sure that we're only allowed to change one disguise. We can't basically, I'm not going to shoot my pistol at all, by the way, throughout this, just to be safe. I'm not going to shoot my pistol at all. because I wasn't sure if you could actually shoot the evidence and that would count as a fail. I don't know, but I didn't want to risk it, so I didn't even bother shooting the cameras. You don't need to anyway. So, but the first things first, what we need to do is go and get ourselves a wrench, and the best way to go and do that is on the way to where we're about to go anyway. So we're going to get past this guy right here. There's going to be a wrench to your left on these set of crates. Grab that. Next in this area is going to be 2 guards. They're both enforcers, obviously, because we're in a trespassing zone now. Now, you could wait for this guard on the right to move over to the right if you wanted to. However, I need to get over there pretty quickly. So what I want to do is basically throw a coin over in that location over there. Just chuck it over there. He's going to tell the guard to the left to go and investigate. We're going to pull out the wrench. We're going to come over to this position right here. And we're going to knock out both guards real quick. So, bonk. And bonk. So that's them 2 knocked out. We're going to stick with our suit for now because we're going to get the custodian disguise momentarily. We're going to jump up here, shimmy along this ledge. Before you jump up, make sure you wait for that guard on the left to move away first. There we go. Then go ahead and turn off the generator. Once you've created that distraction, turn it back on. Then we're going to hide in this crate over here. The reason why you want to turn it back on is because if you leave it off, after you've knocked out the guy, someone else is going to get distracted and it could potentially screw you over. So that's the reason why I turn it back on after I've created the distraction. Again, we're going to come out, pull out the wrench, bonk, and then we're going to drag him over to the crate, dump him in the crate, and we're going to take his disguise. This is the one and only disguise change I'm going to make. Next, we're going to avoid that enforcer here on this helipad, and we're going to head over to create an accident kill. It's going to be this woman here, over here looking towards this area, and we've got this guy right here. So what we're going to do is pull out a coin again, chuck a coin in the opposite area. That's going to distract this guy over there, and then while he's going to investigate, we're going to pull out the wrench and go ahead and sabotage this little oil tank here. That's going to create a flood of gas pouring out, and the appraiser is going to be taking a cigarette break a little bit later on, and she's going to be set on fire. Basically, that's how that works. So that's already set up. We're going to avoid all the enforcers before we come back in this room, and we're going to wait for that only enforcer in the room to have her back to us, and that gives us an opportunity to grab the notebook, and we can now head to an exit. So the timing might be different for you, so all you got to do is once you enter that room is just make sure that she has her back to you before you grab that book, because if you don't and she spots you, it's pretty much game over at that point, because there's a long way to go to the exit, because they removed the helicopter in this particular elusive target for some reason. Don't be tempted to put any of the disguises on, because if you do, you will instantly fail as well. Just keep this disguise on all the way to the back to the beginning, and on our way she's basically going to take care of itself, because we've already set it up. And once again, it's an accident kill, and even if the body is found, it's not going to ruin your silent assassin rating. That's just how accidents and poison kills work. That's why I always take a full advantage of accident kills and poison kills, because they just work, and that's always my go-to when it comes to any kind of method, really. So we've taken her out, and she's died of an accident kill. I think it was either fire. I think it was fire, because she just fell down. She didn't actually blow up. So it was an oil. Yeah, it was an oil sabotage kind of thing. But yeah, we're taking this boat right here, exit the mission, and we've got Silent Assassin for the 3rd level of the Codices, and that will wrap up this. So let's get the confirmation of that Silent Assassin. I had to use a separate account because it was just too buggy on my very first account, so I had to use my second one. But this just goes to show you can do it from a fresh account if you wanted to, with no equipment necessary. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to drop a like on this video, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Hit the bell notification to be notified of all future videos and live streams. Consider supporting me on Patreon, or even becoming a member of the channel by clicking the join button below, or clicking the link in the description. Let me know your thoughts on what you thought of this particular arcade contract. Do you prefer it over the Ellipses, or do you prefer this one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video, which is, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's the Hitman 1 Elusive Target contract for the arcade. I'll see you guys then. Cheers.